Hey guys, it's me, it's RDV. I'm here with Ash on Comics.
Just Ash is fine. Ash on
Okay.
Comics is the name of the show.
I'm with On Comics.
I guess that's kind of my fault. I didn't put my name there.
The guy formerly known as Ash. There we go. Just
There you
Ash.
go. Just Ash. I mean, Ash on Comics. It's just weird. I was trying to make a name for a show, and
Yeah.
the whole thing was me, Ash, talking about comics. So it's my opinion on comics.
Yep, I know.
And then everyone just calls me Ash on Comics, which I guess kind of makes sense. But it's like,
well, why not? You know, it's like it's got a nice ring to it.
it's kind of like calling you Geeky Puppet Show.
You know, I guess I feel like a puppet. We're all puppets in the United States.
We're all puppets.
We all pay taxes that never go back to us.
We're all puppets, unfortunately.
Well, unfortunately, some of us are superior puppets. So I don't live in California.
So the question though is, are you the kind of puppet that's controlled by strings or by someone's hand up your ass?
Actually, no, I'm remote control.
Oh, you're animatronic.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you're like a Disney park theme puppet.
Yes, and then when we start glitching, we start killing people. Seeing Scratchy.
Oh my gosh.
All right. For those of us who are just piling in right now that haven't never been here before, on Tuesday nights on this channel, we basically talk about the books that are on our pull list, and we select 5 books from our pull list that we think are going to be the best books of this week. Well, today we talk about the books we got, and we find out if those 5 books made it into our top 5 for this week, for today. All right. So hello to Maranya and hello to Ash in the chat.
And whoever else is lurking.
Right?
If you are lurking, say hello.
And if you're a lurker, say lurk. Because lurkers like to lurk. All right. So maybe if I show up a book up, maybe we'll just get we'll increase in views.
Show off a book?
Yeah, right?
What?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
I think so too.
I'm on board.
I think you're on comics, but Ash on board.
Ash on board.
Zach will be late until next week because he's actually on vacation still. So that's right. So following after this, we'll be done at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're replacing Zach for a retrospective with trusty sidekick. Talking about Fantastic Four, number 51. And Ashley, you're welcome to join if you read the book.
I didn't get a chance to read it.
Oh, it's the best thing ever.
I only got home like an hour ago.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't even have a chance to read all of the books because I went to the comic book store today. So I've only got to read one of my 3 books that I picked up.
You had 3 books. You only could read one.
I had 3. I only got to read one.
I know it's so hard. I couldn't do it. No,
well, I didn't have much time.
It's time consuming. If you only have a half an hour, you know,
right?
Yeah.
And and I was farting around and stuff. I didn't know I was going to be guesting on the show. Well,
we're not be farting on this channel.
You got to let it out sometimes, man. If you hold it in,
you do that at work.
Discomfort.
That's where you do it. You just let it rip. And especially if you're in retail, no one will ask you questions.
Oh.
All right. So hello to Undead Gwen who just joined us. Randy says, fun fact, part of the outline of the original Stepford Wives is a robot. Okay, I was going to say, where the hell are we going with Stepford Wives? Designed by one of the Disney Imagineers who designed the robots for the parks. And now we have sex dolls that are robots too. Thank you, Disney. Ugh. See it all connected? It's like everything is instead of being Kevin Bacon, it's all Disney. All right. My first book of the week. Not the worst, but it's not my favorite either. But I guess it's an okay book. It was very not Mary Sue, but it was getting there. Yeah, I just wasn't enjoying this. It's Jack the Beanstalk fairy tales adaptation with Sonia. She arrives out of this village. This woman's running away, fleeing from this village. They capture her. bring her back. They put her in this cage, and Red suddenly starts freaking out, and so she jumps out on the cage. They both go up there. Turns out it's a twisted tale. It's almost like a grim fairy tale almost. That's why I was surprised they didn't do a crossover with Xenoscope. Jack originally went up there after he defeated the giants. He ran out of food and started eating the beanstalk and started deforming himself, turning himself into a giant. He was twisted it and deformed and delirious, and he made up instead of people going out down townsfolk actually helping out Jack, who originally was because everybody knows that Jack he was so poor. So when he when he went up there, he he had all that food after the giant stuff. The townsfolk, in order to exchange for gold and all his riches, were trading him women who he believed was his mother, because he was seeking out a mother figure. He was that just messed up in the head, all deformed and ugly. Sonya ends up tricking him, and he jumps out a window. And then she comes down to the village and then scolds the people, and she basically lights the beanstalk on fire. Yeah. And like I said, the art is getting very, very cartoonish in these things. I almost felt like I was watching She-Ra. It was just not that great.
Can you show off some of the art?
I'm looking right now.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little...
She-Ra? Does not look like normal Red Sonja.
No, it looks... It kind of reminds me of... the artist Giri.
Look at that. Why would Red Sonja be doing this? I know she's cocky, but she wouldn't be this felt like I was just looking at She-Ra on Netflix.
That's a total manga-inspired panel.
Yeah, everything in here. Which if they're going for a manga, but like I said, it just didn't care for the story. I mean, it was just I understand they're trying to do it, but it just wasn't that great. Now, if you're a kid, maybe you'll enjoy this more than I did, but just didn't feel like Red Sonja. Me. Let me show the end here. You see that Jack? She tricks him. He jumps out he falls out the window. That's how she defeats him. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, Tumblr art. I agree, but it kills me because of the next thing you know, I'm getting it'll show the advertising in the back here. It'll have other art, advertise for other things, and that's the art you're getting. So, cool thing though, I noticed. Yeah, go ahead.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. The cool thing though, for those who read Jennifer Blood, there was these three stupid I guess they're assassins, but they were rich girls that wanted to be their own assassins group. So they were killed, and Jennifer Blood killed them. So now they're getting their own little spin-off. And Fred Van Lente is writing it, who just wrote the latest Jennifer Blood story, which was a horrible, horrible rendition. It had nothing to do with the original Jennifer Blood. So I'm leery, because Fred Van Lente is usually a good writer, but he shouldn't be writing anything to do with Jennifer Blood.
Yeah, once you read something by Garth Ennis,
well, not just Garth Ennis, Stephen Grant too.
Okay, but in my opinion, if you read something by Garth Ennis, the chances of someone else stepping in and delivering the same level of product is slim, because Garth Ennis is such a unique type of writer.
She was they turned her to she basically felt like a Punisher. I got two Punisher writers writing, and the character felt like a lady Punisher. Mm-hmm. So when you brought Fred Van Lente in, it wasn't even her. It was her daughter. Turns out you don't find out till the third or fourth book. So I was wondering what is this? But it also had the same kind of cartoonish art in here though. It wasn't even manga art. It was just bad art. And there's no explanation what happened to the mother. All I know is at the end of was it Grants who took over from Ennis, is that she left her kids in foster care. And that was the kids were 6 or 7 or 12, not even 12 yet. They're 10 and under. So, and she walked away, figures best that she wasn't around them. So there was never explanation why they, because they, the last one I know that the kids hated their mother for murdering their father. I don't know, unless she inherited her mom's mental illness, you know. But her mom, it doesn't make sense though for the kids to be going around killing people though, because the mom was getting revenge on her 4 uncles that killed her father and tormented and raped her mother, caused her mother to commit suicide. Like, that's the reason why she did that. You know, she wanted to get revenge, and she got, yeah. Beyond that, there's no reason to have the kids. So that's why I didn't like that series, but maybe someone else did. I thought it was dumb. I don't know. Rant over.
Well, tell us how you really feel.
I'll tell you how I feel. I really feel. All right. Get that down there. Books. Next book. A little better.
So wait, was that last one 4?
No. This is a pile I got here.
Oh, we didn't even. I thought you did a top 5. What's
no,
going on here?
This isn't the top 5 yet. We haven't got to the 5 yet.
Wake me up when we get to top 5. Just kidding.
I could have let you on when we got to the 5.
I could have read a book. Go ahead.
Yeah, you'll know when we get to 5. Yeah, because it's all right. Second from the bottom of the stack.
Not good, huh?
It's compared to some of the other books I had. This was kind of like almost a chore to read through a little bit. It was more. It's very, very serious. There's no comedy in there, and just like it's. I don't know. Maybe Skip. Like, yeah, I know Skip was reading it. Maybe he'll like it better. I mean, we have like that's LeBron James. Tell me that's not.
No, I don't think it looks like LeBron James. He's got a weak chin. Yeah. LeBron James got a big square jaw.
So basically, this whole issue revolves around she's trying to get her rate up. So because the more people like you, the more the good deeds you do, you get absolution and you're spared. Otherwise, if you don't, there's a little bombs in case you go off inside your head, cause you have a stroke and die. So she's doing what she can, going around taking out the people, all the villains, the crooks that she knows, taking them out. Meanwhile, she's streaming it through her eyes. There's a camera in her eyes. People are watching it, so they're also commenting, like social media, like we would do at Instagram. Oh, this is horrible type of chat, you know. And there's this woman who basically works for this rich guy, who's basically sexually assaulting her. You know, basically threatening, if you don't do this, I'll fire you. Take your top off, give me a masseuse. She's throughout the whole entire issue, she's reaching out to her, and then finally. Because she's the girl at the end, you know, the main girl is like, "Oh, I'll help you." That's all, you know. And so it's like it's gonna. I don't know. It's just the art is all right for Mike Deodato. I think it's Mike Kid. Yeah, it's Deodato. Yeah. I don't remember who the writer is. It's Peter Milligan. I'm not familiar with the writer. Yeah.
Peter Milligan's old school. That makes sense that you'd say it's serious.
Yeah.
My recollection of Milligan is he's kind of a serious writer.
Yeah. Cover your eyes. Yeah. He basically he wants a suit, and she's like, I can't do it. And she's, yeah. So next issue, yeah. Was she working for Deshaun Watson? I'm not sure who that is. But I don't know. It's, you know, the best thing about this book is at the end.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
It's like as soon as I saw the last page, I was like, "Wow, does this book suck compared to what the last page is?"
I can't wait for Erratic, man. I slept on it the first time, but not this time.
All right, next book, Vampirella, Fairy Tales. Good story. She's hired by this town because in the woods something's been attacking people. It's a werewolf. She ends up basically killing the werewolf and all that stuff. And then, you know, it's just Little Red Riding Hood, basically. Yeah. My problem.
Does she save Grandma?
I'll tell you in minutes, but I'm not a fan of this interior art.
Yeah, I can see why.
Now this is written by the lady who did the art of the other one. Wait, hold on.
Yeah. The cover artist of that book, both books.
Yeah. is the one who's doing the writing on this book. She didn't do the writing on the other one, but she did the cover of both.
Too bad she didn't do the interior art.
I know, right? Like, this is the wolf.
Way to go, Dynamite.
Look at that face. That's supposed to be Vampirella's face.
I don't know whose face that's supposed to
Look,
be.
look at that. Look at that jaw. Look how long her head is. It's just. And what is she wearing? That's not Vampirella outfit.
I don't know. I still can't fathom that you hired a person to write a book, do two different covers, one for that book and for a separate book, but not to do interior art.
Yeah.
Like it's not like she's a superstar. I understand if it was like J. Scott, what's his name? Campbell.
Campbell.
Yeah. Like you can't. Some guys you can't afford. You can't. But this person, I've never heard of her. I'm sure you can pay her page rates. Maybe you can't. I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, oh, she doesn't come across grandma though. But she basically, while she's fighting the wolf, she's like, oh, what big eyes you have, what big teeth you have, and then she basically at the end, she's like, she bites into she's a vampire. She drinks his blood, kills it, and rips the head off. Turns to the lady. So you get a little bit of the fairy tale, and then at the end, she doesn't go to grandma's house. At least I don't think it's supposed to be grandma's house, but at the end, it's a lady offering her who's here at the end. Do you want some milk and cookies? She says. I'm thinking, is it supposed to be grandma? Or is this supposed to be the witch? The Hansel and Gretel thing is going to tie into that, or is it supposed to be grandma?
That's what we need. Vampirella versus
the witch.
Hansel
Gretel. Right? Like, that's what Sunny Versal should have been here. I want a fairy tale thing where she's just going around through the fairy tales and just killing the monsters.
I gotta say, this is kind of a cool concept. It's like an interesting Elseworlds concept to take some of these characters and reimagine them in a classic fairy tale.
Yep. Now we're getting to the better books,
but you got to execute it still.
Yeah. Pick this up.
You picked that up, huh?
I'm not a Hellboy fan, but I love the decades, stuff. And I blame Scott Snyder for this. American Vampire going through the different.
I read a comic once that had go through the decades. So now anytime a comic does it, I just pick it up.
Well,
I don't care what it is.
The reason I picked this up because it's Mike Mignola, because he's been proven to basically be pretty good at writing stuff. Interior art is better than some of the books I've been reading. Basically this kid who it's a story about this kid who was working for the B.R.P.D. was excited to go out in field, and after being on the field all his time, he's kind of pissed off because he hasn't discovered anything. His goal was, I'm gonna discover something, I'm gonna be famous. And then when he didn't get famous, like every spoiled millennial, Zoomers, I don't like this anymore. I'm sick of this. I just want to be in my lab all day. It's like, really? And then so the story like that, I was like, the kid towards the end, like the whole time they're like in the woods, like they're called here because somebody said there's a creature killing people in the woods, and he's probably like, there's probably nothing here. People are just stupid. And then so he's like, the whole time, like Abe is just trying to. I think his name is Abe, the Hellboy. He's just trying to be kind to him and stuff. Abe should have just punched him and just left him there for dead. Like, he got killed by the monster. Yeah, he's like, see, there wasn't a flying saucer they found in there. He's like, all they found was a weather balloon. And like this kid just whines the whole entire issue. I'm just like, I give him credit for that because if the whole intent was to make you hate the character, you hate the character. They go back, they tell the mayor, like, there's nothing, it's just a weather balloon. But there's these all these claw marks along all these trees. They finally go back and they go there, and then the kid gets like, we find out they come across a giant thunderbird. Which no one's ever been able to prove. The kid gets picked up, and I'm like, yes, he's gonna kill the kid. And then Abe just Abe just like punches it. I was like, great, the kid's alive still. And at the as the kid's later, he's like, oh, you're right. And he's just sitting there laughing. He's got broken bones, stuff, and he's just and Abe's like, why are you laughing? And like your whole body's like just like broken. He's like, and at the end, he's like, because I got proof now. No one, I discovered the Thunderbird. No one else did. I was like, really? Yeah. Like I said, that's why it's still at the bottom of the pile. It's not higher up than what it could be because it's just the art in this is good, but the story just felt kind of mediocre. I guess I'll have to go back and read some of the original Hellboy and compare it to that. I've never actually sat and watched both movies or read the books. What's up, Skip? Now, you're asking what could be better than that book? I probably should. No, I'm thinking, I probably should have switched these two books around. There's one big problem with this end of this book. At the end, I'll get to it. He's basically at the research he found that's called the Forge. There's a actually, like, you're gonna hate this because everything's book is tied to Takeshi Kosa Run. They finally did it, and last we left off, we had Bucky sitting down confronting Peggy Carter and talking to her about this, asking about this organization. Do you know about this? These people who actually created the Shield, stuff. They've been around controlling things for the past 20 years, I was like, is this a politics reference here? We get a cool though. Cap's fighting inside this basically a giant volcano base, which is kind of cool. He's taking out these creatures that have adamantium like skin, and he references in here. He's like, how to defeat. He's like, I've worked with I think of the Bowman who went hand in hand with Bayonet 1, and then everybody from the Defenders group, the original group that was with him. I think it was Captain America and I think it was the Defenders, the one that had Namor and John Hammond, Human Torch. I can't remember. Breen, were they?
No, that was the Invaders.
Invaders, that's what it was. Yeah, so he remembers all of them, and he uses everything they've done to defeat this monster, like Trick. And as he goes through there, like he's talking about how he was training with T'Challa back in the day when he got the shield, and he basically says, focus on everything around you and stuff. And then so he heard the creatures think up in the dark, so he just slammed the ground. So basically creates an echo wave so he can figure out where everything's going on. And then so the art was pretty good in this. Up this, yeah. Like I said, I'm getting to the last part here, but well, this is where we find about the actual shield though. He puts it in this device. He's like, in this piece, it looks like the guy who created the shields talking to him. And he tells him, it's like, Cap, I'm glad you found this to tell you. I'll tell you the truth about who these people where they are. They have a shield similar to yours, but theirs has 3 rings. Yours has 2 rings, and they're all about basically. They're almost like not Court of Owls, but like they're a secret organization that's been around before AIM, before Hydra, that used them. And then here's the lady from the hologram. She's basically like, you're great enough, but let's see if you can escape a exploding thing of lava, volcano. Cap jumps off, surfs the lava on his shield.
What?
Yes, you see that?
What? Come on. Oh my goodness. Someone didn't take 7th grade science class.
Vibranium, it won't melt. Then we're back here.
Heat? Is Captain America literally sitting in a frying pan? It's like, yeah, it won't melt, but it just fry Captain America.
So then Steve is asking, it's like, it's like, because he wants to know, are you working for this organization? He's talking to Peggy Carter, and she basically like, will not. I almost basically they turned her into a villain almost. Because we don't know if she's like, really, if you know me, I know you would not. So if you know who we are, even if you don't, I suggest you get out now and stuff. He's like, Peggy, I approve. Save it. I didn't find you charming before your defection. I don't find you terribly sympathetic now. So when you call me a liar, a puppet, and a secret fascist, I'm afraid I take that rather personally. And then they get a shootout fight, and then it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. He's going to kick her ass. This is great. I'm loving it. You really get to the next page. And we basically see this bullshit. She kicks his ass. She kicks the Winter Soldier's ass.
What?
Bullshit.
Dude, Captain Carter is. Did you not see the what if?
This is
that they
Peggy.
did at the
Yeah. This is Peggy Carter, and I don't know if she has if she's supposed to have some kind of serum in her.
Oh,
but
she's not even Captain Carter. It's just regular
no,
Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
no way.
somehow she's slowed her aging process.
Retarded.
Yes, retarded. Is the biggest.
There's no
bullshit.
way Peggy.
No, there's no way. There's no way she's kicking the crap out of Bucky, Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I mean Captain America barely can hold like.
He's gone toe to toe. Is exactly.
Yeah.
And she leaves him there and walks away.
But
so
she
no.
does
My
have
question.
The power of woman,
so my question is: it really even Peggy?
Oh, well, there we go. That's a possibility.
That's the only way. That's the only way this book will get better. But I saw that shit. And I was like, oh, this is crap. Yeah. And then you get the little thing at the end. Here it shows you more about the people and everything else. Everything's connected.
I read that Eminem comic.
No, that Eminem came out like 20 years ago.
Oh,
that was Punisher. You know what I'm talking about? No. Punisher teamed up with Eminem.
Oh,
they had the rap crossovers with Marvel. So bad.
I didn't know that.
You gotta go look it up now.
I remember they did hip hop covers. I didn't know they did like an actual team up.
Yeah, pretty sure Eminem was in there fighting alongside him. Yeah. All right. Next one. This is Roy Thomas's X-Men Legends.
There we go. Are we in the top 5 yet?
This is number 6.
Oh, that's not in your top 5, huh?
Nope.
Now, this is interesting. I just learned this. I want to say Comixology, for those of you, it's gone completely dog shit because Amazon decided to totally mess it up. But one cool thing that they've done is on the Comixology app, they allow you to preview comics now. So I went on and clicked on that, and I was able to read like the first 8 pages of that book.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool for like the first 8. I was like, I'm curious if Breen got it because it feels like old school comics.
It's Roy Thomas writing Roy Thomas books.
Yeah.
And it's a basically telling back. It's 181.
Yeah. It's between 181 and Giant's Eyes. It's kind of like what was Wolverine doing before. I think if people who like old school comics should check this out, especially if you're a Wolverine fan.
This was great. Wolverine versus Hulk.
It's just classic fun. At least what I read. I don't know how it wraps up, but the first 8 pages, I was like, I want to read more.
Right. And it's all canon to the thing too. It's just where the Hulk gets kidnapped in the little thing, cargo net, the home way, and they think that the Hulk is basically like the guy's like, we did it your way, we're gonna airlift him out and stuff, and the Hulk's like, pretty much like that gas was bad, it's a good thing. It's too bad the Hulk forgot to breathe, so he didn't breathe in the gas in, so he never was knocked out, and he says, punches out, jumps out, and they're like, holy crap, he's out, and he leaves away. And I just love Wolverine. It's like he's looking back out. He's like, you and me will tango again sometime, green guy, when there's nobody telling me to mix it up with you, and then I'll tear you a new one just because I want to. It's just. So then he's basically like, I guess recruited to basically because he's still working for the Canadian government. I guess that's what it's. Because I haven't read this in a while. He's teaming up with a guy named Jack Winters. Now this guy he basically turns his body into diamonds, and he also has the ability to teleport.
What?
Yeah.
Is this part of the same story?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, but the guy is a joke, and Wolverine kind of proves it later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Basically, this guy, they found him, the original experiment, and they
no, don't spoil. I think.
Oh, what?
Well, I mean, you can. It's your show, but I think there. We just had comic book day. There might be people wanting to read this still.
I do this every Thursday.
It's your show. I'm not telling you what to do.
I won't spoil for Ash. I won't spoil this one for you because I know you want to read it.
Request maybe. Humble suggestion.
You didn't care about the other books.
Well, I'm not going to read them, but other people might read them. I don't. It's not just for myself.
I know. I'm just saying. I did all those books. I spoiled them, but you didn't say anything until now.
Well, I didn't realize how much was being spoiled. You were like going into like, oh, here's this new guy's revealed, and it turns out he's. I'm like, whoa, geez. It's like,
yeah. I won't spell the last page. I'll just say that him and Wolverine do get in a scrap, and Wolverine comes on top.
Surprise!
They have a little discreet. Yeah.
One thing I liked when I was reading that too is that Roy Thomas wrote Wolverine.
Yeah.
Fitting of the time. Like this felt like pre-Claremont Wolverine. Which it should be because it's before Giant Size.
Yeah, like those guys that they will scrap, and the guy's like, "How could you do that?" He's like, "Diamond is the hardest thing there is." He's like, "It used to be Winter. It's Diamond, Meat, and Adamantium, the new and future champ."
Undead Quinn says it's Member Berry's Marvel edition.
Yeah.
Remember when Wolverine fought Hulk? I remember.
So I know you like the cover of the other one, the Carrie Andrews. This is issue 2 cover. As you can see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like the
Beast versus Beast.
Eric says there are only 2 pre-Claremont Wolverine stories. Well, now there's 3. Take that, Eric Breen.
All right.
And next month it'll be 4.
Number 5. Venom.
Oh, we're in the top 5.
Yep. Top
Venom.
5 here.
Venom beat Roy Thomas.
I like Roy Thomas for what it is. You know, I'm hoping for the next issue will pick up, get a little more crazy, a little wild. Still a good solid book though for to be number 6. Venom was actually fun, and I was talking to Breen about this on Discord because it's Wolverine invading Justin Hammer's compound. And just being attacked by a bunch of mercenaries. And then we get the shot here. Is all the bad guys we have. You notice the guy in the red on the left? Last issue, he was Hispanic and had brown hair. You're wondering who that is? That is it's Discus. It was Discus, and I believe the other one, his name is Rick Stiletto. Yeah, this is Stiletto. You're wondering who those are? Stiletto and Discus fought against Power Man and Iron Fist in their debut issue. And for whatever reason, I guess they decided to race swap him last issue and then change him back to being a white guy because really, like Eric said, they forgot he's a bad guy. Like literally, you go back, look like issue 4. Like look at him. He's now his costume is different. His costume's black. He's like darker skinned. He has brown hair. I was like, what the hell were they thinking?
Marvel Comics, edited by the readers after publication.
Yes.
That's what happened is someone like wrote in and was just like, what's going on? And then the editor's like, what happened?
Right. So like I said, it's Venom just taking out a bunch of bad guys, and then towards the end, it's like because Hammer was hired by somebody else. They basically had put a bounty on his head. Somebody had asked basically Hammer to basically eliminate Venom for them. And he said he wouldn't do it, he's like, because I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a physical guy. So he gave 10% of the money that he got paid to do it to all these villains who could defeat him. The art I'm loving the art in this. I'm loving the old school Venom art. The giant grin shooting your face. I love that. And then this is the last issue. I mean, I thought it was actually
who's doing the art on that book?
This is I think it's Ivan Fiorelli.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
Yep, it's the first I've heard him too. And Brian Valenza is doing the coloring. Yeah, and Micheline's doing the writing.
Now, Eric, settle something for us in the chat if you can, or anyone else. Is it Michelini or is it Michelini? I don't actually know.
I don't think he can respond to that verbally. I'll tell you, he could type it in space. It could say Mitch, or he could say Mick, M-I-C-K.
Yeah, he could just say K or sh, whatever. He knows what to do. He's not dumb.
It might be Michelin, man. I don't know. Michelini? I've always said Michelini. All right, though. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good, solid ending. Wrapped up nice. I don't know if they'll do another one with this, but
All right, what's number 4?
number 4 is Sheena. This has just been a fun book going through adventure. It's time travel. They're back in time. Of course, there is the evil Spaniards that came to this ancient island. They want to basically take over it. Her friends are duped, and she diverts a lava flow to save the dinosaurs that are on the island by pushing a giant bulldozer, blocking the river, causing to divert the river. I said the interior art's been kind of fun in this too. Hold on. This is like your classic, like your Robinson Crusoe or what is that? The Sir Arthur Conan Doyle stuff. They're back in the 1940s. They went through a portal, and this guy who they thought it was a prisoner. Turns out he murdered a bunch of the villagers who are connected to actually the long descendants of Sheena. And they're there to basically plumage and take whatever they can there, and then at the end they're basically held hostage by these guys who they thought was a prisoner yet. But I said the art's been good on the interior too. I love the interior art. Like this is she diverts the water, and then the water stops and this cools the lava. Save the little animals, but number 8 looks worth it just for the cover. Yeah,
that says his number 4 is Unnatural Blue Blood. Number 2 from Mirka Andolfo, Unnatural expanded the world of the book and a solid writer, even though the cartoony nature of the book.
All right, and then that's the interior. So you get another little cover though. That's Lucio Perillo.
I'm surprised you like that book. It seems so out of your norm.
It's basically like having Tarzan, but making him a woman and making him smarter.
I just never see you go for books like that. I'm so shocked.
Yeah. Deceased.
That's number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Yes. There is a happy ending. But I don't want to spoil it, but I'm just saying it's a different direction. They brought back a major player in this book, giving the cure. Everyone is really grown in this too, though. And on poor Supergirl, I won't spoil the book, but I'll just say that she didn't land on Earth in this version of the book. She landed on by Orion and the rest of the New Gods. That's where her rocket ship ended. So she never went to Earth. So by the time she got zombified.
Well, I haven't got a chance. Go ahead.
Mr. Breen is here. Yeah. But
can you see my screen?
Oh, I just saw. Okay.
So I haven't had a chance to read this one yet, but based off the first one, this is my number 3. And I just figured I'd show it off. This is by Liam Sharp. Some of you people may not know who he is, but he's the artist who did the recent Batman Killer Croc miniseries. I forget what it was called. Then before that, he was the regular artist on the Grant Morrison Green Lantern series where he did pen line art. And then before that, he was doing the Greg Rucka Wonder Woman series. And this is a passion project of his, purely independent from his mind. It's definitely not commercial. A lot of painted art, Arthurian mythos, Celtic stuff thrown into like sci-fi, time travel. Really kind of bizarre, really imaginative. Might be up some people's alleys. I really liked the first book, so there you go.
All right.
So I have a question for Vankman.
Is it a question where you're not going to insult me?
No, I'm not going to insult you. Has Gossamer been introduced in Deceased yet?
I don't know who Gossamer is.
Yes, you do. That's Jay Nakamura's new superhero name.
Oh, no, he's on. No, that guy.
Because I
No.
promise you, he's going to be in this series.
So far, he hasn't been introduced at all in this book, and it's been separate from actual continuity right now.
Do you really think Tom Taylor can help himself?
Well, it's only the first issue. We'll see how long it takes. You think it's gonna be the second issue then, or do you think it's
I
gonna be the
don't
third?
know. How many issues is it?
I think it's gonna be 6 or 8. Let me see. It is 8. 8 issues.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
I know that. I think that Cassie and Damien are dating. I'm not sure.
She's way older than him. Good job, Damien.
Right?
Hey, we're here to talk about best of the week, Mr. Breen.
All right.
I believe that was in Venkman's best of the week. So.
All right. So, all right.
Gossamer should not be mentioned in the best of the week.
Hey.
All right. Is that you're done with your 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3 for Undead Quinn is Deceased War of the Undead.
All right. I'm going to remove your thing real quick.
Yeah, remove go.
All right.
You're going to remove his thing. What? It's a rough stream.
You would remove my thing.
But you were all concerned last night about man things.
Wait till we get to the 200, and you guys can do the special Under the Bridge.
That's Under the Bridge is already too crowded with Venkman and the freakishly long-fingered one.
All right, number 2, Plato and Erlonis, Black Lotus.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm enjoying it. It's continuing right where the story kind of left off in the show.
I should hope so.
Now,
do they give you any sort of like fill you in case you didn't watch the show? Will it be confusing for people who didn't watch the show?
And yeah, they kind of do. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In the very beginning here.
So it's better if you've seen the show, but it's not 100% required.
Yeah, explains the corporation that Wallace bought out the Tyrell and stuff, and all this stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a prestige book though, for how thick it is. And the paper quality. It's not normal like the other ones. It's not cheap like Marvel and DC. It'd be like I'm trying to think of what a lot of the Kickstarter Indiegogo books. They have their thicker paper. Interior art stuff. All right. So other than that, I've actually been. I said it's. I really like the show. The character so far still has the same personality as she had in the show. It's only the first issue, and I'm hoping that it's going to continue to be good. This is the variant cover. This isn't the original cover. It's $4. All right, number 1.
Wait, my number 2.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't know you wanted to show off your number 2.
I just wanted to show off my number 3, and that was it. How do you do this, Eric?
Usually he doesn't have any books.
I show up late and drunk.
So my number 2, again, I didn't get a chance to read this yet, but based on last week's performance of the book, this is my number 2, and it's Prodigy: The Icker Society by Mark Miller. And I liked the first issue even better than the first series, and it's super solid. It's clearly not a book that Zach is going to want to read, but it's if you guys like action films, big kind of blockbuster before, but back in the days before the MCU when they just made original ideas, this is one of those type of books, and Miller writes it very much like a movie, and I highly recommend it. The pacing of this is on point. It's just fun. It's fast. It's not dumbed down. You aren't going to see Captain America riding on a shield on a lava. Miller's not dumb.
You're just mad he didn't have anybody riding in the shield in that one.
So,
dude, and the thing is this character, whose name Edison Crane, I think is his name, the Prodigy. He's a daredevil, so he does crazy super stunts, that death-defying stuff all the time, and even he wouldn't do something that dumb.
So you're saying you said it's a solid number 2, right?
Moving right along, Undead Quinn says his number 2 is Ghost Rider Vengeance Forever, a strong tale of the Ghost Riders. By the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider was straight up a horror story.
All right. Get to my number 1 then. All right. Move this. And this. Number 1. They were all out at my comic book store of the original cover, so I decided to get the 1 in 10 for the same price. James Bond. Wow, this is better than I thought it was going to be, because normally when I think of James Bond comic books, I think of Vita Alea. Like, they haven't been that great. So I picked it up, and I gotta tell you, man, reading this, it just felt like Bond. Like,
Who's writing
Who's that one? Who's this one by?
This is by Philip Kennedy Johnson, surprisingly.
Oh,
Chris Gage did one recently that was
Yeah.
that wasn't bad.
well, you know, to his credit, Philip Kennedy Johnson, I believe, is a screenwriter.
Yeah.
I'm
So
getting
Marco Finnegan does the art in there. So this is the interior art. And it just felt like a movie. I felt like I was just watching another James Bond movie. The way he now the only thing I don't understand is I haven't been following the comic books, but the new guy apparently is black. Guy ahead of the thing.
Oh.
I guess.
Q, isn't it?
No, this isn't Q at all. This is the guy. Well, no, this isn't the guy who does the inventing thing. This is the guy who does tells him his missions, signs his missions. M
is black now, huh?
If it's supposed to be him, it doesn't say. Yeah.
Well, if you like the James Bond stuff, I would recommend also, if you get time, checking out Prodigy. It's not exactly James Bond, but it's that style. It's a Mission Impossible, James Bond style action romp. Save the world from.
Well, I won't. It's not really a spoiler, but this book, basically, I was reading it, and there's a girl, a former agent, number 3, that she basically was an agent double before him. She kind of mentored him. They had a fling, and she calls him because she needs his help with something.
Wait. 007 was mentored by a woman.
She was number 3 because she was supposed to be at the top of her game. So he looked up to her, admired her, and then seduced her and slept with her.
I'm kind of not feeling it anymore.
You know, you guys are just sexist. You don't like women.
When it comes to Bond, absolutely. And he should be.
Yeah, and Bond, I mean.
Well, she didn't teach her everything. I take it back. She wasn't really a mentor. It's just that he's something he looked up to as far as her rates, as mission stuff of that.
Well, if he was looking up her knickers, then that's one thing, but
he did.
I don't think there were any female 00s in Ian Fleming's version of Bond.
Well, he wasn't enlightened. That's why he's been.
But as long as the story was good, you enjoyed it. That's what really matters.
So basically, he's looking to see what she got herself involved into in the book. So that's my number 1 of the week.
All right, my number 1. You can throw it up.
It's Soggy Doggy. Oh,
Samurai Doggy. I actually got to read. This is the one I got to read. It's the first book I read today, and I was very interested in this book, but I had no idea what I was getting into. This was purely a hunch buy. It was just like I saw the cover, the concept. I was like, you know what, this is up my alley. I want to give this a shot. I love indie books. And I'm going to do a video on this, so if people, I won't take up too much time. It starts off with kind of some really rough cartoony art, and I was like, okay, whatever. But it's just sort of the intro to the book to give you the backstory. Once it introduces the sidekick character, which is this robot Vulture, the book really kicks into much nicer colored art, much cleaner style. It still has a cartoony kind of flair to it, but man, the layouts just page after page just get better and better. the writing relies a lot on the visuals, not a lot of, as you can see here, not a lot of dialogue and stuff. It's very cinematic. It's a kind of book that I like. I think comics should be a visual medium first, and require you to sit there and pore over these panels and follow along, and take your time. Really, just appreciate the art that goes into it. Now, obviously, this is a small press publication. You aren't going to get, top 10 artist on the book, but stuff that this guy was doing, it really pulled me in. Some really cool world shots that I love. I like when an artist can capture my imagination and just draw a world that I'm like, ooh, I'm interested in, like, seeing more. It does have a lot of anthropomorphic characters, so this is a book that's going to likely appeal to people who've enjoyed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It actually feels similar to Usagi Yojimbo, which shouldn't be surprising. Samurai Rabbit, Samurai Dog. Or Usagi Yojimbo is a classic samurai tale in feudal Japan. This is a purely imaginative dystopian future cyberpunk kind of tale. It has a lot of anime tropes in the art. You can see here the style, manga tropes, where it just, people who read manga will look at this and go, oh yeah, I've totally seen this done. But it doesn't really feel like a manga other than that. And some of the characters are cutesy, but it's meant to be. They're like the cutesy relief, as I might call it. But the main character is actually very serious. And I ended up loving this cover to cover. I was shocked. I was like, I was hoping that it would just be fun. I wasn't expecting a lot. I just was like, yeah, tell me a funny little tale that I can enjoy this whole concept. I was like, I'm embracing the absurdity. It's called Samurai Doggy, and it really got me. I was like, I can't wait to read the next issue. So yeah, that's my number one.
I'll say this. I do like it when there's less dialogue. Sometimes when it's really heavy dialogue, especially for today's stuff, I really love the art more. Just soak it in.
This book leans on the art heavy.
Kirkman does that with Walking Dead. So sometimes you get he just focuses on what's going on. So you kind of see oh crap, he's getting closer and closer, and then you see the dialogue as the guy turns around, he says, gets attacked. But it's like I just love how the scenery just kind of tells the story for you, and then you get the dialogue here and there.
Yep. That's totally what this is.
Yeah, cool. You know what it reminds you of, looking at it with the animal stuff? Usagi Yojimbo, or Usagi, whatever it's called.
Yeah. It does have some characteristics of Usagi Yojimbo. There's also some big differences. I'll try to maybe talk about that when I do a video, just for the sake of time here. Yeah. But if a person does like Usagi Yojimbo, and or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this may be up your alley. It doesn't really hammer on the whole anthropomorphism. It's really just a byproduct. It doesn't even ever address it. It's just here's a world where the people they look kind of animalized. It just is what it is. They're not like, hey, look, we're drawing animal people. It doesn't do that. And while it's absurd in some nature, the very beginning of the book is complete absurd. It's the whole thing is introduced where the main character is being born and his mom is being murdered. You see here at the beginning where they're suckling, and all of a sudden some guy comes in with a knife and just murders the mother dog.
And this is where Robert checked out. He's like, screw this book, I'm done.
and you're just like, what the hell? And then one of the puppies who's left bites the finger off the guy. Then the puppy loses his eye, and the whole thing, and ends up being left for dead while this mysterious murderer takes the rest of the puppies. The whole premise of this book is there's 8 dogs, I guess, and this one's left for dead. He captures the rest, and then later on he grows up and becomes this samurai, and his life is he's looking for his long lost brothers and sisters, and that's the premise.
I do like that trope now, because he's gonna look for the guy missing the thumb or finger.
Yeah,
you're the one.
Yeah, it is. It's very much like that.
name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my family.
Skip
Prepare to
says,
die.
I ended up buying that instead of Blade Runner. The art was super good. Story is a little European manga-ish in its sequence, but overall, I like how it executed its trope. Which, cool. I'm glad that you checked it out, Skip, because as I was reading this, one of the things I was like, I wonder if Skip would like this. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's really good. I don't think it's good in that it's, like an Ed Brubaker book. Like, it's just wowing me with excellent writing. I think it's just good in the fact that it does something simple. It doesn't try to pretend to be more than it is, and it executes exactly what it's trying to do.
All right. So there was one book I forgot to show off.
Number 0.
This is by the guy who wrote Stephen Owls. He wrote 30 Days a Night. Simon Ransky does this. The artwork in this book is just straight up horror, like artistically, too. It's a really decent story. I recommend this. I went back and I picked up the rest of them today, along with yesterday with this issue.
Oh, so you just picked up number 5 as your first issue?
Oh, I read 1 through 4. I just picked up 1 through 4, and then I got 5. I was like, dude, I came across it, and I saw the interior preview stuff. I read through it earlier today, all of the books, and they are just fun. But a guy gets kidnapped. He's taken this town where nobody knows about, where it's all monsters and demons and stuff like this. His wife is basically like looking for him. She hires this cop. They go look for her. She drives through it, and she finally tracks his phone where her last went through. She's in the town now. This guy just is basically going. His father is this evil, sadistic bastard. And he's basically, his siblings are there too. No one can really leave the town because the spell he put on there, even from leaving the town now. And I just love the art in this. It's just crazy. So it's called A Town Called Terror. So there's right now it's 5 issues. The next issue comes out next September September coming out. Yeah. For the last one, issue 6. But Breen, I got some back issues.
What do I get to do my top 5?
Do you have 5? We're kind of on time limit here, bro.
Well, my top 5 is 1. Obviously.
Okay, then show your book then.
All right, Jesus, man.
Number.
That's
5,
right.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That's right. And Undead Quinn, a man of taste.
Our girls, yep.
That's number 1.
Yep, you guys both the same one.
Wait, you didn't get Roy Thomas?
I did not.
What?
No.
I'm shame on you.
The guy just spent 30 grand on his
Roy
roof.
Thomas fan again.
He's out 30 grand.
All I ever hear in the years I've known Breen is Roy Thomas this, Roy Thomas. He's Roy Thomas. I'm
not that big a fan of when writers add to pre-existing stories, because more often than not they just end up doing more damage than not. I may change my mind, but this, if anybody has read any of Terry Moore's stuff, this, like I said, you know what you're getting. There's going to be twists and turns, things you didn't see coming. It's black and white. He has a style that, it's kind of consistent from the first page of Strangers in Paradise to the last page of this. But, and I think this is an ongoing. I don't know how long it's planned for, but I liked it. It was very good.
Cool.
Oh, I'm gonna. If it's okay with you, I'm gonna borrow your copy and read it.
Sure. Here.
You
just need to fill out this form, put a down payment.
Just stick it through. Just stick it through the internet.
So, it's Venk. I got a back issue too, but I'll let you do yours first.
All right, because I got a few. So if you want to do yours right away.
No, I'm gonna say mine.
All right. Cool. All right. I'll go real quick about this. For 50 cents, I got this cool little cover here. Earthquake Suite, the Comet Impact Annual. Don't know anything about it. I'm just gonna dive right in, see what it's about. Another one, the Black Hood. And then number 1 of the Crusaders.
Yeah, these were the old Archie characters. He loves the Impact
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. So I found those. I was like, it's kind of cool. It's got the shield on it. It's got the Jaguar with the black hood. You know,
Yeah, obviously the Jaguar
fly
was
and the fly.
gender swapped.
Yeah. Now, because we were looking about this and talking about this on Monday night, or at least Ash and I were, I found this.
Oh, Varger, nice.
Yeah, hardcover.
Oh, nice hardcover. Look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yep. I got the original cover price was $20, but I got it for like 15.
Oh, that's a great deal.
Right. All right, and then I have some books from the auction. If you want to show off your one book, I got a stack here. So
I can wait.
Oh, I got a bunch of books from the auction too, but I don't have a camera to show them.
if only you had a Kofi link, we could give you money to buy a camera. All right. These are books.
PayPal.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think I paid for the auction.
It might get frozen though. You shouldn't use those.
That's true. It could.
All right. So, for those who don't know, on every Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern on I Love Comics, there's a little auction that goes on, and this is where I got these books. So, and this is for those who are wondering what kind of auction it is. There's no slabs, and it's basically everything is from $1 to $5 starting bid. You know, and then there's some that are bigger books that are, could be like depending on what the market value is, it could be $20, $50, but those are the big dogs. So, but most of these are affordable and they're nice and they're in good condition. If they're damaged, you will mark them down to a quarter or 50 cents. So. I get my booster golds here. Yeah, it's funny how I sold a lot of my older Spider-Man books to pick up the Marvel Tales. So I'm getting them back, but different books though. They're still Spider-Man though. And then I got the Juggernaut, bitch. I like this guy. Back when Elliot Page was in there, remember that movie? Final Fall of the Hawkman. Number 40. Here's number 41. These are the one
Bennett art in those.
Yeah. There's and Palomati is writing on this too. And then these are the books that Ash let me bet on.
I let you bet on them.
All right.
But Eglantine he's just selling so many because like I can only digest so many of these at a time.
Now these are early 2000s, yeah, because it's John's.
Yeah, I'll eventually pick those up. I was like, I got to control myself. I
Dude,
ended up picking 13 through issues 13 through 25 is what I ended up picking up.
If I end up not liking this, at least got an awesome cover. It's like
if you don't end up liking those, leave.
You know what? If I don't like them, I don't care about your feelings. The facts are I don't like them. But
Well, if you don't like them, I'm sure you can trade them in for a bunch of Stephanie Phillips books.
I will.
Or you can just donate them to Ash,
and I'll send them to your house. All right, this is the last one. So, yep, that's what I got. Let's show off your little one back issue.
My little one back issue.
So cute and little.
This was a grand. I showed this earlier on Sports Ball, but this was my didn't pay a penny purchase for today.
Nice.
And that is not the reprint.
No, that's the original, $238.
And why didn't you have to pay a penny?
Because he stole it.
No. Okay, now in mint, this is over $500.
It's got a line.
It looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, from on
until
camera.
Until you look up at the staple.
Yeah,
and see that it's not there. And there's a rip in the back cover, and there's no tattoo. None of that matters to me. So we were going to put it about a 3, and I said, this might be the only chance I ever have to get this back. I said, what would you sell it to me for? And he said, take it.
Nice.
So that's now it's the same guy that Where is it? If I can find it.
So Eric, tell me what it's like to have friends, because
This is what he gave me last year.
That's
that
cool.
showed.
I think we read that one.
Yes, but no, I said it's it's a guy I work for, and I said it's a nice arrangement. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll show up to work. You don't have to give me money. Just give me comic books.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I do need the money, but it's, I said that's very cool because I don't have that anymore. I don't have 252 or 300, so I'm waiting to see if we get those in similar straights. Then that's probably the only way I'd ever be able to afford to get those again. And
all right. So with that being said, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Other than that, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to this channel. Why not? We're not gonna offend you any more than anybody else will. But if you want to, you can give us money at a Kofi link, which is gonna be scrolling down again, and then we will insult you. Works out that way, right?
Or they'll insult me and I don't have to pay.
Okay. Whatever you want to do. I don't care.
That's what I get for free, Eric. Suck it. You get stupid comic books. I get insults.
You and no man was ever richer.
All right. Also, we do ask you to please, for the love of God, leave a freaking comment. All we get is the spam comments. Nobody leaves comments on this channel. I guess you guys just don't want to talk to us unless we're live.
We can't leave a comment when it's live.
No.
So you have to go back.
I'm talking about afterwards. Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody does. Unless it's, I take it back. We've gotten comments on this channel, but it's only when we're talking about the Flash reviews on the show. Like, that's the only time we've ever gotten comments. I think Miranda left a comment too on the Fantastic Four. So, but the comments do help out the algorithm, helps the channel be shared out. And also, I guess that's it. Click like if you like this content. I think there's a dislike button still, right? I know we haven't disabled it. That I know I can.
Would you like to promote what's coming up in a matter of
I will for the second time tonight. Yes.
Well, that's first thing they teach you in marketing.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes you have to mention something 3 times for it sinks in.
Usually, Eric, he's still working on his marketing degree.
I could have just streamed by myself. I'm not getting all this grief. It's like
I just came to your aid.
How is that grief?
Yeah, you should see how he treats me.
Yeah. Hey, you wouldn't last a day if I treated you like I treat Ash.
Actually, I would. You wouldn't be here. All right. Yes. Also, if you want these two to stream together, send us $5.
Oh, no. Hold on, man.
All right.
It's in my contract.
You've been here for what, 20 minutes now with him?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Since we're nearing your limited time, you can stream with Ash. Check out the stream coming up in the next few minutes. Trusty Sidekick should be joining us with me and Brian. He'll be talking about Fantastic Four number 51 from 1963, I think it is?
No, 66.
66? Okay. All right. See, you learn something every day. All right. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, enjoy your good books and hate your bad
and
books.
watch Ash on Comics. Oh, wait, what? Oh, sorry.
Wait,
Show the channel.
I never understood that. How can we watch you on comic books if you're never on camera? All right. Good night, everybody.